Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Monday, August 11th, 2025. Good to see you. Let's get us live on Facebook, Instagram, all the things as we do. How was your weekend? Pop in the chat. How are you doing today? Scale of 1 to 10. I want to congratulate my friend Anthony Abbott on crushing his bodybuilding competition. And also shout out to my brother Rick, who has walked over 13 miles the last 3 days in a row. Crazy. He gets him 30,000 steps. He has a goal of 20,000 a day, but it seems he's ratcheted it up, Kevin Decorates joined us on Instagram. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Guys, pop in the chat. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Joe Spack, First Coast Renovations on Instagram this morning. Had a great weekend. Did a lot of work at the wedding venue in preparation for the wedding week. Wedding of the century coming up on Saturday. We're having a good time getting ready, taking a lot of deep breaths and making sure that we don't get too stressed out. So good to see you, buddy. Yeah. Yo, what's happening? How was your weekend? I was in between coffees. So I had to switch, dump the old one into the new cup, put some hot stuff. I can't come down here with a half drunk cup of coffee, right? Got to have something full. Got to be ready to go. You never know what's going to happen. I believe Steve is going to jump in and join us today. Wait for him to show up. Probably lifting things up, putting them down at the gym, but he'll be on in a minute. But we are wrapping up our 10-day series on, I'll call it silly mistakes we all make in sales, right? The one I wanted to chat with you guys about today is chasing instead of attracting, okay? Coming from a mindset of when you actually are just really chasing that sale. Good morning, Dan Bennett. And not understanding that you're the prize. So start selling like it, right? You're what they want. Chasers lose power. Leaders attract buyers. So when you know your value, you're going to stop begging for the sale, right? And start commanding attention. Speaking of commanding attention.
Look, me? Hey, is it better if I spin this?
Is
that better?
Yeah, you can see most of your forehead. There you go.
Perfect. Glad I could help.
How are you, brother?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. Weekend was good. Got to actually decided I was going to shut it down a little bit and disconnect. Just because I know this is going to be a hard, not a hard week. This is going to be a fast and furious week.
Yeah.
With,
for sure.
The week of Bob.
We were affectionately referring to it as the wedding of the century, and so that makes this week wedding week. So yeah, no, I did notice that. I'm like, I haven't heard from Steve today. No, I said either he's tired or he's giving me some breathing room or something. So
yeah, a little both, man. You gotta be able to. I'm not one to shy away from running hard.
Right.
I think it's. But I do think that, it's hard to run at that level that people.
Yeah.
I think you can. Obviously, I think you're able to, but I don't think many people can.
Yeah, Wendy probably would agree with that. We were talking about that yesterday. She's like, we were over at my folks' house, doing the mowing, weed whacking, getting things, washing the fence and getting things prettied up for the wedding. And she said to my mother, she's like, he's an animal. She's like, yeah, he doesn't stop. I will someday, but I don't know, man. I just like to. It's going at it, we're going to get it done. We got stuff to do. And it's just the way I've always been wired, I guess. And
yeah,
I guess it's probably served me well over the years and probably been a bit of a curse at other times. So, I mean, right.
What do they say?
Pick your heart or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
What's on the agenda this week?
Well, we've got a pretty busy actually work-wise today, tomorrow, Wednesday, but got Bubba will be in Wednesday, so we're gonna set up lights in the fountain in the pool on on Thursday. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to help me set the tents up as
Oh
well.
man, I'm gonna miss all that. Oh
Oh,
man, that's I. If I would have known, I would have been earlier. But wow, I'm so sorry I'm missing all that.
Well, it's not too late. You probably changed those flights. Get in a
It just
little early.
wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't feel natural now. I want to make it natural for you.
Yeah.
This is for you.
You don't want to step on anybody's toes. I get it.
I'm not one to overstep.
The Teflon Kid, the king of delegation.
Yes.
And like you should have written the foreword for the book, Who Not How.
Dude, I live that life, man. And you know what's funny is Pete used to always make fun of me because he's like, dude, he's like, how do you do it? I'm like, well, I do a lot for people. So I make, you know, in life, we either make deposits or withdrawals in people's lives, right? And I think there's a lot of people who make a lot of withdrawals and they never give a deposit.
Yeah.
I always give deposits so that when I do need something, it's like, oh yeah, no problem, you know. And I think there's a lot to be said about that.
That can be a slippery slope. Wendy and I talk about that a lot. She said, you know, because I expect a lot of people, you know, myself and people around me, people I work with, my family and friends, and sometimes when it doesn't happen on the level I might think it should. She said, listen, you have to adjust that expectation to zero. And then if you get something beyond that, that's okay. But it's not why you do something, right? Like, oh, hey, I did this, I should expect that. No, that's not it. Because if you're truly giving, right, you're just doing it, and without expectation of reciprocity.
So here's a question. Here's a question for you. That was a big word, by the way. Nice job.
Thanks. I dug that out of the bookshelf.
That's a big one. Big one today. Look at the brain on Bob.
Right. It's early. It's the shirt, you know.
It's the shirt.
It's the button down today.
So let me ask you this, and I'm curious for people that are watching. When you meet people or go into business or whatever you're doing, do they start as an A and then they basically work themselves down to a D or an F, or does everybody start as an F where you don't trust them and they have to earn their trust, or is it they start in the middle and they're neutral?
For me, I think that I probably have the habit of being too trusting on the front end, and taking people at their word. And most of the time that's okay. But there have been some times where things didn't work out the way I thought it might, either with a relationship or business situation where I was like, oh, I maybe should have done a little bit of legwork. Now I'm realizing I should have Googled you, you know, I mean, it's like, no, hell, we're in too deep now.
Mistake number one.
Yeah, but I think for me, I think that calls into question your belief, your faith in humanity, right? Like if you're like inherently not trustworthy of people, then maybe they all come in as a D, right? But if you believe that, hey, I believe that mostly people are good, then they probably come in as an AB. So I don't know. What about you?
I'm very similar. Not only do I trust people, not only do they start off at an A, I almost elevate them. So if someone says like, oh, Steve, like I do this all the time, I'm like, okay, well, why would you lie about that? Okay, like I'm like, okay, cool. Like this person's the expert. And that's probably led me down some paths of being too trusting and probably taken advantage of because I've been so trusting. But to me, and maybe it's just where I came from, with being in the airline industry and all that stuff, being a pilot, pilots are pretty trusting, right? As far as what we do in the profession of being an airline pilot.
Yeah.
And so I just grew up in that world that if someone has the word professional in front of their name, it's just assumed they are. Like, why would they lie about that? Because eventually it's going to come out that they're not. And then when I started getting involved in working with people and coaching and getting involved, I realized that the word professional is a very loose term. So I don't want to say I'm tainted now, but I'm going to say that I probably am more cautious. I still give them an A.
Yeah.
But I don't elevate them to say they're the expert. Now it's like, okay, I need you to prove to me how you are the expert.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I think that we're both, I mean, you'll never be as old as me, but I think we both get a little bit older. And that's probably part of that, right? You get kicked around a little bit, maybe
Yeah,
somebody.
but that can skew you too.
Yeah.
Like if you have customers and you're like,
Yeah.
if there's a certain race that you're like, man, I hate dealing with. They're always tough. They're hard. And I hear people say that, and I'm like, that's because that's what you're looking for. Like if it's if that's what you're looking for, that's what you're going to get. And so
Yeah.
I think it can be a very slippery slope by letting listen, it's a prejudice, right? I mean, I think, listen, I don't care what anyone says. I think everyone out there is prejudiced. Prejudice means you're prejudging someone.
Yeah.
You're prejudging them before you know them. I get a lot of people that prejudge me before they know me.
Right.
They just think I'm some beautiful, gorgeous model.
And then they find out.
I mean, just walks along the beach, and I've got a brain, man. I mean, I use this thing. But no, I think that listen, I think that inherently people are prejudged, and I think that we do that based on what? Based on our past experiences.
Yeah.
And I just think it could be dangerous doing this when you're prejudging, especially in business.
Right.
You're like a decision you make a lot of times is an emotional past experience that you're bringing forward to a new decision.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's how we make decisions is we think about something that happened to us in the past. Like if every time you go eat Chinese food, you get sick, you're going to judge the next Chinese restaurant you go into, right? It's just natural.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I saw it in contracting where, I'd pull into someone's driveway. I'm scanning, I'm judging, I'm profiling, I'm doing what kind of vehicles are there? What are the bumper stickers on the vehicles? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And son of a bitch, if oftentimes I would go in and whatever my prejudice was going in or my assumption was proven wrong a lot of the times, right? So I say, hey, no assumptions. We'll just go in and see what's happening. And oftentimes it would be different. So, and we have to do that in this business, right? We might be on a sales call with somebody. I'm like, I don't know if this person's gonna jump on with us, and boom, they jump on, and then other people we think, wow, they're definitely gonna join us, and they're like, oh, I think I'm gonna hold off. So we don't make assumptions. I learned that early working with you.
Yeah, never assume, man. Never assume.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, first of all, I want to welcome some people here. Tim Bartolini's here. Tim, Wendy's here talking about.
I just used his barbecue sauce last night, actually, on some chicken.
Yeah, that's good. Rachel's here. Wendy's here. Roy Dahl is here, coming in at a 9. Good to see you, Roy.
Hey, Roy.
And Dan Bennett's here. Say hello, everyone. And
Mr. Dan Bennett.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, his brother's getting in the mix now too, so he'll be around
as he should, man.
Yeah. What I was talking about when you jumped on, Tim wanted to know how the barbecue sauce was.
It was good, man.
Sure it was awesome.
Rock on.
Yeah. This kind of actually ties into our expectations a little bit. But what I was talking about was not chasing, right? And attract instead of chase, and understand that chasers, you kind of lose power, right? When you come from that position of inferiority or what's the word I'm looking for? Scarcity, right? Maybe you're sending those follow-up emails, no responses, lowering the price, sharpening the pencil, letting them reschedule your time after time. And eventually you're like, what the hell? And you don't realize that, you don't have the mindset that you are the prize.
Right? It's funny you say that, that you were talking about that this morning, because I was listening to, I'm studying one person now, right? The person that's coaching me. I'm watching his YouTube videos, and I'm trying to really, really just, instead of reading a book a week, I don't want to do that. I just want to study this guy.
Yep.
Because he's been very, very successful. And one of the things he said is funny you bring this up, is needy energy repels people. So the more you need something, if you are needy, you're there. It's almost like two magnets that are going to just push each other away, as opposed to leaning back in a situation. There is always that vacuum that people inherently want to step into. It's kind of like when we're having a conversation, and the one thing that is the most awkward is silence.
Right.
So if you're negotiating, one of the rules I've learned is in negotiations, the first one who talks loses after something is said, like a price or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's that vacuum. It's people do not like that silence, man. I saw a guy on stage one time, and he said, "You know what the most awkward thing is in speaking or in selling or influencing? I forget what it was." And he just stopped for like a minute or maybe 2 minutes. He didn't say a word. And I felt bad because I thought he forgot what he was going to say because his body language was like he was looking around, he was looking up, his body language was showing, but he just never said a word. And then finally, after like 2 minutes, he finally got on and said, "How many of you felt sorry for me and felt very awkward because
Yeah.
of the silence?" And like everybody was like, "Yeah." He's like, that's the most powerful form of communication is
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. One of the things I had here in my notes today was talking about just being desperate, right? Getting needy. It's funny you mentioned that. Or letting buyers treat you like an order taker, or making it, just making it easy for them to walk all over you, and instead of easy to earn your trust and respect you, right? Or like following up with fear instead of certainty, like, "Hey, I was wondering, what your thoughts were on my proposal," versus boom, "Hey, did you get a chance to look at that? Are you ready to move forward?
Yeah.
I'm coming over tomorrow at 3." Whatever, more assertive, right? And certain.
Well, and you've heard me talk about this at my 2-day event, and this is
Mm,
something that someone taught me. People that either have a commitment, and the definition or of commitment is you're committed to doing something later. Like I
right.
commit, I'm going to lose weight this summer. I'm
Yeah.
committed to it. The next word is decision, and the root word of decision is incision, meaning the definition of incision is to cut away
Mm,
and go cut into one path. So when you make a decision, you cut away all options and you go down this one path, and that's where you're going.
right.
And so what I've learned is people that, make 6 figures a year, they're committed. They're
Yeah.
committed to that. People that make 7 figures a year, they make a decision because it doesn't take time or information to decide. It takes a second.
Mm,
Like it's like, listen, I hear people bitching and complaining about the economy or about their, whatever it is, about their problems. And I'm like, I just need you to decide enough is enough.
right.
Until you make that decision, it's never going to change. So people who make 7 figures, they make the decision. However, people that make 8 figures a year, they have resolve.
Mm,
And resolve means it's already done. So like when somebody walks in a room, like Lee Labrada, right? He's coming to speak.
yeah.
His company does $100 million in revenue. When he walks, and it's not pompous. He's the nicest gentleman you'd ever meet, but he has resolve. He
Yeah.
doesn't wonder how his day is going to go.
Right.
He knows how his day is going to go. And so I think there's a lot to be said about when you walk into a room, how do people look at you? What do they say about you? Are
Yeah.
they like, fuck, there's that guy who's going out of business. He just won't admit it. And all of his vendors are wondering if they're going to get paid. Or is there the guy that walks in the room and goes, I don't know who that guy is, or I don't know who that girl is, but man, they got their shit together. Like they walk in the room like they owned it. Not pompous, not anything, but just like they've got that assuredness. And I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always say too that like in sales, like people want to be led. They want to know what the process is, like what's next. Would you like to hear what the next steps are, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when you've got that constant back and forth, show it to me this way, or letting people delay decisions, or sharpening that pencil, or discounting work, or just doing stuff you're not getting paid for, it can get to be a grind. You talk a little bit about rating your clients,
Yeah.
and the D clients. Can you take a second and speak on that if somebody hasn't heard that before?
Yeah, so I think that, if we're trying to figure out where we should spend our most money, which is our most time, to acquire clients, I would think that we'd want to spend our time and money on the good clients. Kind of makes sense. I think. I mean, I don't know what you guys all think, but I think if we're going to spend time and money, let's spend
Yeah.
it on the one that's going to give us the highest return and ring the cash register more, meaning referrals and multiple transactions. So with that being said, if we graded our clients A, B, C, and D, just like in school, a D client is shitty. They complain. They're cheap. They take up your time. And every time your phone rings with a D client, you're like, fuck, here we go again, right? You're just
Right.
like, you look at
Yeah.
the phone, and I'm sure everyone who's watching this is probably going, yeah, I've got one of those. Everybody
Yep.
has. And if you don't, you may be the D client and you don't realize it. But that's the D. You got to get rid of your Ds because they are taking up 80% of your time and you only make 20% of your revenue with your Ds. The C clients are either cheap or they take up your time, but not both, right? It's one or the
Right.
other. And obviously in our high level in our coaching program, we go much more in depth in this, right? I'm just giving you the highlights so you guys know, but this is something that we only teach our high level clients, but I'm kind of sharing it now because you asked, Bob. So the C's are cheap or they take your time. They're one or the other, but they're fine.
Yeah.
The B's. The B's are your silent majority of your clients. The majority of your clients are B's. They love you. They're happy. They got no complaints. You talk to them and you're like, wow, that was a good conversation. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
That is a B, right? You don't hear from your B's because you're always hearing from your D's. And they're banging the pots and pans the loudest and they're
Yeah.
calling you. So sadly, the B's a lot of times will leave only because they go, this person just doesn't seem to care. And
Yeah.
you're saying it's not that I don't care, it's that this fucking cheap guy is calling me drunk every night and he's running me around and I'm doing all this extra work for nothing. And I should have said no to him. I know I should have said no to him, but I didn't because I was desperate and I wanted a deal. The A's. The A's are your raving fans. They're just like the B's, except for the fact that they refer you. They love you. You always get referrals. So if you were to take the common thread between your A's and B's, there's an average age, gender, income. If you're working on houses, house price, geographic area. And then from there, the biggest thing is you solved a problem for them. If you can figure out what that problem was you solved for them, for the A's and B's, group them. And they say, and if you don't know, you can very simply call them because they love you and just say, hey, what are the top, what's the number one reason you hired me?
Right.
Or top 3 reasons. And they may say, well, you abided by your contract, you did it in the record amount of time, and you stayed within budget. Well, you're going to find common threads between your A's and B's that are going to give you common answers. Why would you not take those common answers and turn those into marketing strategies that's sending out, are you tired of people not abiding by their contract? Jobs being overrun, not getting done under budget. Because if I'm an A client, let's say you say, hey, I want a Steve. Well, what are the odds that I hang around with other Steves, same income level, same age, same geographic area that you want to be in? And more importantly, probably have the same issue with other contractors that I'm trying to get. So that becomes your marketing message to go get more Steves. Now, conversely, you go to your D's. How'd you find me? Why'd you use me? Well, you let me call you shit-faced drunk on Saturday night. You dropped your rate 50%. Oh, and where'd you find me? The Penny Saver. Okay, now I know where I'm not going to advertise and what I'm not going to do because I don't want more D's. And you will find a common thread between your D's. So it's there. That my point is when people have marketing problems, they're always out looking for cold leads. They're spending a lot of money or a lot of time or wasting a lot of money and a lot of time on cold leads when they have warm leads, they're A's and B's. They don't have a referral program. I'm curious, does anyone watching this even have a referral program that is set up and documented? Because if you don't, you should. And because that's the highest conversion, highest margin of any client is a warm referral.
Yeah. No, good stuff. Take a look at what you get for clients, guys. And the moment you stop chasing the wrong people is the moment the right ones are going to show up, right? You get rid of those D's and all of a sudden you backfill that with A's and B's.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Hey, there's a conference coming up.
Hey, I heard about that.
I did too.
Online.
I saw this weekend there was some speakers out, like highlighted and everything. And
we have a few.
Yeah. So let's talk about Mach 5 for a minute because, that's what we're going to do. Beat these guys over the head until October 1st.
Yeah.
But what's going on? How's it coming from your side? How's the planning coming along? I know you and I have talked a lot. People are buying tickets. It's pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah, it really is. The whole reason that I wanted to do this is because you put it in my ear and said, "Hey, Steve, let's fuck up our lives a little bit more." We haven't done enough of that. So thank you for that. I didn't have enough shit going on in my life, and I said, "Challenge accepted."
Yeah.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Watch this. Look, ma, no hands.
They say the last thing you hear on a cockpit voice recorder of a pilot is saying, "You want to see something cool?"
Yeah.
Anyways, so Mach 5. Again, I think that you and I are really aligned with trying to build something that is building the community. I put a post out this weekend of like, I'm just tired of going to conferences where just the people are just telling you how great they are. And you get nothing tangible out of it. You don't have any there's nothing out of it. It's just like, yeah, that guy's great. Yeah. I don't even know what I can do with this information. Now I feel worse because this guy's so amazing and I'm such a fucking piece of shit that I have nothing better in my life to do. So,
go to another conference.
Yeah, I think I'll go do this again. Like, let me sit here all day and hear how everyone great is.
Yeah, that guy's a millionaire. Cool. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah. This guy fucking woke up and he snorted $1 million and look at that,
Yeah.
So I really just wanted to create something with you and Richard and Bob and Bubba, not Bob, Bubba, and Chris Ty and my whole team of giving something that people actually are going to walk away going, fuck. Like, I took so many notes that I can implement. My whole goal is that people walk away being able to actually implement what they learn. I want them to walk away and go, fuck, man, I need another year to come back, but it's going to take me a year of information. And, when you come to these events, come here with the goal. Don't just come here to bullshit, right? Yeah. That to me is a waste of time. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing everyone and hanging out, but come with intention. Come wanting to learn, because the learning will be there. We've got some guys. I have to say, I feel very honored that everyone that I have asked that is speaking on that stage is a personal friend of mine. Everyone has said, Steve, a lot of people have said it's about time you're doing one, number one, because you've been doing this a long time. You have such an amazing relationship with people and reputation. They're like, we're surprised you haven't done one yet. And obviously with everything with my son and everything, that kind of took a backseat. But at some point I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time to do something. And so, all the speakers that are coming, every single one of them, it really was a phone call. I said, hey, I'm doing this. Would you want to come? And everyone's like, yes. I even got a call yesterday from another one of my mentors saying, hey, could I help contribute? I'm like, wow, how cool is that? The people are calling me saying, awesome. Can I come speak and contribute? Marshall Silver is the guy. Remember the guy that's that I talk about?
No kidding.
Wow. Yeah, he texted me this weekend. He's like, hey, man, I'd like to contribute to your conference.
That's cool.
I'm like, I don't know if we have room, Marshall. Because he's a headliner. He's an amazing friend. And he says,
we get rid of Bubba.
Bubba's got to go. Bubba's in the wind.
He's not here to protect himself. So.
That's what you get when you don't show, man.
Hey.
Move your feet, lose your seat, right?
Right. That's awesome.
So it is. And I listen, at the end of the day, you know, we can hype it up, but people that want to come, they've got to want it more than anyone else, in my opinion. Like everybody who's saying, you know, like I think VIP Elite is sold out, and that's, you know, now we have VIP and general admission, and prices are about to go up. I know in the next day or two, we're doing a price increase, so we have early bird special. And the thing is, and again, VIP Elite, we pay for your hotel room, we feed you, and we're taking you shooting. It's kind of a cool thing. I mean, honestly, I don't even think I'm making any money on the VIP Elites. I should have priced it more money after paying for everyone's rooms and
Wendy was like, "What are they doing? They're not going to make any money on that." I said,
you know what? Though? Yeah, listen. I will tell you, you don't normally make money from conferences, right? That's not the intention. The intention is to build a brand and build a community, and that's if I can do that, I'm happy, you know, because I know it's going to pay it forward. I know people are going to come. They're going to want to be a part of the Rosenberg group. You know, you know that, right? They're going to want it. They're going to see the camaraderie, all the people coming in. It's infectious, right? It's infectious in a good way.
When we first started talking, you were saying, hey, you know, what do you see? And I said, for me, it all starts with community, right? People like to have a tribe. People like to have something to identify with, some place to go. People that are on the same path as them, a hat, a t-shirt to wear, you know, like, hey, I'm part of the group, part of the team. These are my people. And I think that, you know, we're well on our way to establishing that. You were anyway before I showed up. But one of the things I told you is don't disappear, right? You're the only one with the last name Rosenberg in the Rosenberg group. So
I can have my mom come. My mom will jump on the call with you at any moment, man.
I'll probably have a chat with her someday.
She is the mom version of me. That's all I can say. Careful what you ask for.
Well, you've met my folks at the
event. Very nice.
Get to see them again this weekend, so they're looking forward to that. So, but yeah, for me, the community, right? And like for you, I said, don't disappear. Don't be that guy that fades off into the distance and says, well, you know, you guys, you got this. I'm going to go on to bigger and better things. Oh man, people starting to stick up for Bubba now. Patty's in here saying, don't make fun of my friend Bubba.
Bubba's not here.
That's right.
Bubba who?
Yeah. Roy says Bubba who. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, community. And I think we're on our way to establishing that. We've got guys, I mean, Lee Labrada, you know, 1985 Mr. Universe, 7 times he was like top 4 for Mr. Olympia. Like the guy's done a lot of things. And what I'm most intrigued about with Lee is the fact that one comment he made when he spoke before is that, hey, I've almost been bankrupt twice. And once was during COVID, which wasn't all that long ago, guys.
No.
He's at $100 million company. So guys like that can actually, they're not just sitting up there, so they're a $100 million company. He's going to tell you, you know, like what happened, you know, where did you miss the mark, and try to share some things with the group. And like you said, when you go to something like this, or when you buy into a coaching group or community, you're buying someone else's mistakes, right? Buying that experience, and hopefully, you know, we call them potholes here in Maine. You're not hitting the potholes in the road that maybe some others have. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting Cisneros and Flatham.
You know, and just so you know, Jason Cisneros, he's one of those guys you probably don't know who he is, but you probably know who he is. But he shows you how to build your business so that you can exit, right? Because everyone on this call is going to exit at some point, whether they like it or not. But then, you know, we're going to do a panel with Jason, Errol Allen, who's the guy who systemized and flow charted our company, and then Pete Newbig, who has a virtual assistant company. And how do you we're going to show people, how do you combine them? Like, how do you take VAs, flow it out to build a business to exit? I mean, how cool is it to get all 3 of these guys together, brainstorming, doing all that stuff? I mean, think about it. Like, you would never get these guys together. And Eric Fortenberry, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a lot of these guys use JobTread software, and some don't and will after hearing from him.
Yeah.
But guys, that we've had a couple people say, "Well, is it just for contractors?" No, it's not just for.
No.
Is it just for real estate people? No, it's for business owners, people looking to do better at business and life. Yeah. Will there be a lot of tradespeople there? Sure. A lot of real estate people, sure, because that's kind of our circle of influence. And but I'll tell you what, if you're looking to just be around people that do things at a high level and people that like just unconditionally want you to win,
Yeah.
there's the room to be in. There's no ego, there's no drama, there's no bullshit. It's just people are like, oftentimes it'll be like, how can I help you? How can I help you the most? What are you struggling with? Tell me about your business. And be ready. Don't go in there and say, well, I'm all that in a bag of chips and I have no issues. And bullshit. You bought a ticket.
Yeah. There will be, listen, I think at the end of the day, and this is something you've heard me say over and over again, is that entrepreneurs, all of us, we should not classify ourselves as real estate contract. We're just entrepreneurs.
Right.
We're using this mechanism to just have a better life. And if you're not having the better life to go create memories and spend time with your loved ones, why are you doing all this? Like, why are you putting yourself through all of this? So I don't care. Listen, I can sit around with contractors, real estate, technology people, coffee people. At the end of the day, they don't identify as that. The successful people, they just say, I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
And this just happens to be the business to give me the life that I have. And I think that if somebody asks that question, Bob, they need to be in that room.
Right.
Because they're
Yeah.
identifying as something, and that is dangerous.
What do you say to the person that's like, geez, I've never spent money to go to a conference like that. It's kind of a bit of money. Then I got to fly there. Then I got to do this. I got to do that. I don't know, man. Just coming from a place of maybe of a limiting belief, like should they be in the room?
Listen, here's the harsh reality. The harsh reality is, doctors, you don't just get to be a doctor. You actually have to go to medical school and get a license that says you're a doctor. You don't just start tomorrow going, I think I'm going to start cutting into people, right? You got to go to medical school. If I wanted to be a lawyer, I don't just say, I think I'm going to defend this guy for murder. I've never done it before, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Right.
You go to law school. For me, you'd never get in a plane with me if I was like, hey, Bob, I got a good gut feeling. Let's take this thing up and take it for a spin to Hawaii.
Yeah.
No. So doctors, they go to medical school. Lawyers, they go to law school. Pilots, they go to flight school. So my question to this person is where do entrepreneurs go? And then they, School of Hard Knocks. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. However, what's not funny is the fact that 96% of all entrepreneurs fail and go out of business in 10 years.
Yeah, if they make it. Yeah.
They don't make it. So my question to them is what you're doing right now going to get you in the top 4%? Because if you're assuming what you're doing, because if you were, then why are you not successful yet? Why don't you have the life? If money is your limiting belief, you'll never make money. Does that make sense? So like we can't hold two beliefs at the same time. So if someone says like, I have a hard time spending that much money. Well, first of all, you're not spending it, you're investing it because you're going to learn this and it's going to give you a higher return. So your words already, when someone says that, they're already fucked up. That's number one. Number two, I'm just like, then what are you going to do to be in the top 4%? Because if you think of worst case scenario of what could go wrong, what are the odds that that actually happens if you do nothing? Because you obviously haven't figured out the recipe on your own. Why wouldn't you go to something like this and learn from, I mean, we have 14 speakers at this event. It is jammed. Like, we're not even doing bathroom breaks. You're just gonna have to get up, big boy and girl, go to the bathroom when you can. Because I'm like, no, like we are here to learn. If you don't want to fucking learn, then don't come. Like that's the reality. And sadly, Bob, not everybody wants to be better. And it's not my job to convince someone. It's, when somebody wants to be an entrepreneur, when they chose that, one of the things I would say is, remember, there are people counting on you to grow your business, whether it's your spouse, your children, your employees, your vendors, your customers. All these people are expecting you to keep this machine moving. And you're the one that says, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see the value. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Like, are you like literally like what? why have you not done it then? So anyways, that's my answer.
I was doing the note cards this morning, and you've been gracious enough to share your note cards with me, and I'll from time to time share a little something with these guys. And one of the things, I can't find it, it's in here, but I've mixed my own in, the colored ones, my own. And one of the things that I read this morning was, I can't find it, but it was like, losers never win because they're worried about losing. That was and that's
that
the
was
thing.
Kobe Bryant said that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and how true, right? And you've heard me use the example of, hey, I've go and try to play basketball and try not to twist your ankle, right? You can twist your ankle. So we get more of what we focus on. And guys, get in the room. If you've got a financial constraint, get a hold of one of us. We'll figure something out. We want to get you there. And we don't want anybody not being able to take part, because it is valuable. And we're not just, this isn't a money play for us. We're honestly like trying not to lose money, money on it, right?
And Bob, to your point, day one is all about building a foundation. Like, how do you build the business? How do you set the mindset? How do you get the foundation? Day two is how do you grow this fucking thing out of this atmosphere? Yeah. My whole marketing team is coming in. It's a threefer. Nick is going to talk about how do you create ads, how do you find your target, how do you create funnels, all the stuff that people make this like mystical, magical stuff. He's going to break it down very simple. And then Adam is going to come on, and Adam is going to talk about, once the phone rings, what do you say to the person to set the appointment to guarantee you're getting an appointment set with your client? Right. And then Tony is coming in, and Tony's going to say, once you show up at the site or you're on the phone, how do you make it a one-time close? Like a one-call close, a one-time close. Like there's a lot of value in that. And then the main guy is coming, is Eli Wild.
Yeah.
I selfishly, I asked him to come because I want to meet him in person. He's my coach. He's probably one of the best closers I've ever seen. Obviously, he was the number one closer for Tony Robbins, if that says anything. So I mean, look,
awesome. Yeah.
If money is your problem, you need to be there. That is exactly why you need to come, because these guys are going to show you. If you walk out of there and you don't make money, you need to fucking quit and go work at McDonald's or something, because you just don't have it in you. That's all I got to say.
Right. Exactly. So, guys, it's October 1st through the 4th. All right. It's not 4 full days. Wednesday night, we're going to do a social kind of happy hour thing and the VIP elite dinner. The second night, Thursday night, we will do a casino night, and all the proceeds are going to go to benefit the Live Like Jet Foundation in memory of Steve's son, Jet. Friday, more like hardcore, going hard in the pain, as we say, full day 2 of the conference. And on Saturday, we are going to take the elite VIPs shooting and give them a little taste of Texas. So, gonna do some of that stuff. So, gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. This has been a fun ride. It's wedding week here in Southern Maine, and the weather gods look like they're going to be kind to us. Fingers crossed. Wendy won't even talk about it. As far as the weather, she's like, I'm not paying attention to that. It's going to be what it's going to be. Don't even talk to me about it. So, but anyway, it's going to be a busy week. So I appreciate your patience with me and us this week and next, actually. But we'll be around. We'll do this again because I think people enjoy it. I enjoy it. And getting a little bit of, we kind of mix it up here a little bit on sales and try to deliver a little bit of value there, but also let people know what we got coming up, because guys, get to Mach 5. Okay. We're going to keep pushing it out. Again, if you have a constraint or something like that, let me know. We'll figure something out. So Steve, anything you want to leave them with today?
No, man. Listen, it's Monday. I know the Daily Sales Accelerators Mindset Monday. I believe Bub was doing that. I may jump in over there for a little bit. But no, man. I hope everyone has a great week. I hope you guys are doing everything that you can do to be the best version of yourselves. And let's kill it. Let's have an awesome
Yeah.
week. I'd love to hear how everyone's doing. I'll see you in a couple days, Bob, up there.
Sounds good. Yeah. And hey,
but-
it's casual, but we do prefer that you wear sleeves. Something with sleeves.
Now we have rules.
The Harley
have
tank
rules.
top. I can't believe you haven't taken a pair of scissors to that thing yet.
I've got another one. It's already got the cut. It's already cut.
All right, man. I appreciate you. We'll catch up with you soon. And yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right,
Guys,
brother, we'll see ya.
yeah, appreciate you guys.
Hey,
Put out. Take care. See ya.